What is up, everybody? Chris Beans here with Bowler's Rant, bringing you a tech talk. Okay, here is the scenario. You get ready to show up for league. You get to your lanes, you pull out your equipment, and you see that the oil machine's running, and it's on your lanes, and this is 5 minutes before you bowl. And then, the hairs on your back start to stand up going, oh crap, what am I going to do here? Because what happens a lot of times, oil doesn't have time to sit, and then you've got in your recreational leagues a few straight bowlers who bring their plastic, or maybe you got some people who are still holding on to that old urethane, and what do? They throw it right up 10, or they try to push them from 15 to 5, and then you just get this big fat mess, this little puddle hanging out in front of the head pin. And after a few frames, you start leaving a whole bunch of 10 pins. And then people start grumbling, and then the first thing you want to do is say, the oil pattern changed. It's not. They want to blame the mechanic. It's not his fault or her fault. They ran the machine. They pushed a button. It went. Nope. What you're dealing with is the fact that the oil has not had time to set. And some people think this is a myth, but I have an article that I found from Kegel on this, and we're just going to focus on one little section, but there's a link in the description. You can read all about it, but here's what Kegel has to say. When lane conditioner is immediately applied to the bowling lane, several things must happen before the lane conditioner stabilizes enough to provide consistent playing characteristics. One is allowing the lane conditioner to adhere to the lane surface. Next up, this is really important. This takes about 15 to 30 minutes depending on the amount of conditioner applied, the type of conditioner, the type of cleaner being used, and the surface energy of a particular lane surface. There's a lot to digest there. So 15 to 30 minutes. And what they're talking about is, the thicker the oil, the more time it's going to need to adhere to the surface. And the surface energy is, you're talking about topography, right? So certain lanes have different topography. If you don't know about topography, I recommend you learn about it because it's an important aspect of bowling. And one of the aspects is not just how well you throw the ball, but how well you adjust to the ball's reaction. And topography has everything to do with that. So what do you do when you don't get that 15 or 30 minutes? Couple suggestions. If you are a tweener stroker and you don't have that crazy rev rate that some of the power players do, what you can do is get a more powerful bowling ball, right? Something like an asymmetric solid or an asymmetric hybrid. Anything that's got teeth. What do I mean by teeth? Dull surface. 2,000 grit, 1,500 grit, 1,000 grit, right? And what you do is you drill that ball, pin up something very strong. And what I really mean by strong is something with a lot of snap in the back, right? So if you have a dual angle layout, maybe something like 65 by 4.5 by 30, something so that the snap on the back just comes off and boom. Because what's happening is when you throw your bowling ball and you've got carry down because the oil isn't set properly, or someone's using some less than optimal equipment like plastic, your ball isn't finishing and it comes in late, it's sliding, or just doesn't have enough torque when it makes the turn, and you get that 10 pin. And then everyone goes, oh my God, it's the end of the world. When really, no, we just got to adjust. Now, if you don't want to get another ball and you just want to deal with it on your own terms with the equipment you have, there's some other things you can do. You can move right if you're a righty. You can move left if you're a lefty, if you're leaving that weak 10, Also, if you feel like your ball isn't finishing quite right, and a lot of times bowlers are using axis rotation, right? Come up the back of the ball. Right up the back of it. Get that ball to read a little sooner, and if you throw a lot faster, consider trying to slow it down. That's what's called shaping the shot. You want to shape the shot so that it'll finish up right, make the turn into the pocket, and get you that strike. So those are some things that you can do. I recommend everyone, again, read the article. The link is in the description below. And also there's a video out there by Radical, which talks about, Mo Pinnell talks about carry down and what to do, and he talks about this. I recommend everybody go look that up as well. So what are some things that you guys do to adjust for when you are leaving 10 pins, especially when you're dealing with carry down? Drop me a comment. Let me know. Let's get the tips out there so everyone can benefit from them. Let's continue the conversation. And more updates are coming. And until then, bow well.